Okay, so as you guys know from the title of this video is going to be about the benefits of yoni steaming. It's something that I really am passionate about. Anybody that knows me really well knows that I am passionate about womb healing. I am passionate about yoni steaming. I am passionate about embracing the energy of the divine feminine and helping women to learn how to better take care of their wombs. So in this particular video, I'm going to give you some of the benefits and some of the precautions to take actually when dealing with yoni steaming. So first I want to talk about what exactly is a yoni steam. A yoni steam is basically a facial that you give to your vagina. Now, the reason why people give yoni steams to themselves or go and get them at spas vary from person to person. When you're getting ready to go to yoni steam, you take a pot of water, you bring it to a boil, you add the herbs to the water, and then you let that sit and steep for a while. When I say a while, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. You extract all the properties out of the dried herbs, and then you strain those herbs out of the water and you squat over the pot. And there's different ways of how you can yoni steam, as far as like yoni chairs. You hear some people talking about the toilet method, the throne method, the squatting method, literally getting down on all fours and squatting. The way that you yoni steam varies from person to person, but the benefits remain the same. And so right now we're getting ready to get into some of the benefits. A lot of women use yoni steaming as a way to kind of help to loosen up those energetic blockages and then to release them. So you want to make sure that if you are experiencing these different symptoms, that your yoni steaming may be about once to twice a month. I usually suggest to women who are dealing with anxiety, depression, or stagnated energy and feeling kind of off balance within themselves and their energetic body, I usually suggest to them to yoni steam twice a month. There are so many benefits to yoni steaming, and women have been doing them for centuries to help heal the womb. Some of those benefits are irregular periods and making them regular. Women use them to treat fibroid cysts. Women use them to treat PCOS and endometriosis, treating yeast infections, treating bladder infections, to increase vaginal moisture in the vagina, as well as some of the wetness and gushiness that's there. If you are having issues with decrease of vaginal moisture during sex, or if you're a woman that's going through menopause and you have noticed that your womb has become really dry, you can use vaginal steaming to help you increase that moisture. It helps to relieve severe cramping during the menstrual cycle. I do not suggest that women yoni steam during their cycle, but rather a week before and then a week after. And it can also help you in gaining your ability to conceive, or helping women with infertility. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why women do yoni steam, but your reason will be different from the next woman's. So it's really important that you make your yoni steam a personal experience. I'm sorry to interrupt this video, sis, but have you subscribed to the channel? Because if not, you're going to be missing out on every tip and trick that I give you about your yoni, about yoni steaming, about divine feminine, and you're definitely going to be missing out on the tips that we give for the new and the full moon each and every single month when the new and full moon comes around and we have our red tent meetings. So please don't forget to subscribe. Push that subscribe button and definitely push the notification bell. Peace. Now, there are a couple of things that you want to make sure that you're doing when you're getting ready to prepare yourself for yoni steaming. One of the biggest things that I encourage women to do when yoni steaming at home, or when they come to me at this red tent to get their yoni steam done, is we take a moment to womb massage. Womb massage is so important when you're yoni steaming, because it really helps to relieve and reduce the amount of energetic blockages that are in the womb, and it helps to kind of move that energy around. So you're going to take a small squirt of castor oil or olive oil in the palm of your hand. You're going to rub your hands together and you're going to place your hands over top of your womb. Now, If you do not know how to find your womb is approximately 2 inches underneath your navel. So you're going to take your hands and make like a C with them. And then you're going to place that up to your stomach. And then under where your pointer finger reaches your stomach underneath the belly button is actually where your womb is. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to kind of put your hands over top of each other, and you're going to just do a real nice and firm, not hard, but a nice firm rubbing of the womb. And you're going to go clockwise, and this clockwise motion is going to kind of help to break up the energy that's sitting there. It's going to help you to relieve some of the pain that you may be experiencing in the yoni during this time. And if you aren't dealing with pain, it'll help you to not deal with pain. If you're wondering what oils you can use during this time, I usually suggest to my women to use either castor oil, grapeseed oil, or olive oil. If you can find castor oil, it is the best selection. But if you can't find that, grapeseed or olive oil will be the two next best options. And so, like I said, you're just going to massage the womb really well. And then another thing that you can do is if you are experiencing a lot of cramping during this time, and this is something that you're doing as a precursor, like during your ovulation period, and this is a precursor to your menstrual cycle coming on, you can take a hot compress on a towel, place it over the womb, and then give yourself a womb massage after you let that towel sit there and the steam kind of soak in with that oil. So you would do the same procedure, except you will just apply the oil to your hands, rub it onto the womb, and then place the hot towel over top. This will allow that oil to seep into the womb and for it to penetrate those pores and really help to loosen up some of the physical and energetic blockages that are in the womb. Now, there's 3 times that you will usually hear women yoni steaming, and that women usually come to me at the red tent to yoni steam. And I find those 3 times to be when a woman wants to increase her ability to have a deep connection with the womb and during wombversation. Like if she's looking for a way to relax and to kind of just get down into really understanding herself and her body and her yoni, and she's on that womb healing path, women come to me for yoni steaming. Another time that women come to me for yoni steaming, or I hear women talking about yoni steaming, is they do it to help bring their cycles down. So if you're a woman that's dealing with PCOS and maybe your period is irregular, you can use yoni steaming as a way to help your cycle come on. In another video, I will link it here, I will talk about the herbs that you can use to help your cycle come down. But as far as yoni steaming goes, you want to make sure that you're yoni steaming a week prior to your cycle, or when your cycle would normally is supposed to come on, and then you can do it as a follow-up after your cycle. And the reason why yoni steaming really helps to make the cycle come down is that it kind of increases those uterine contractions that are happening. And so it aids in the process of the body releasing the lining from the uterus that is there, which is what is ultimately happening in your menstrual cycle. Another time that women usually yoni steam is if they are trying to treat some issues such as yeast infections, BV, vaginal smells, a lot of discharge, irregular discharge. I mean, in addition to whatever your gynecologist is giving you to treat, a lot of women use vaginal steaming to kind of help treat those issues on a homeopathic level. So these different times that you may be experiencing imbalances in the pH of the womb, and that you're experiencing some issues maybe with, like I said, discharge and vaginal smells, or bacterial vaginosis, or yeast infections, you can use yoni steaming to also help reduce some of those symptoms. You don't want to yoni steam if you are directly in the height of a yeast infection or BV. You don't want to vag steam. I do not suggest it. I would suggest that you do it before your symptoms get really, really bad, or after you are already on a cycle of being treated. You can use this as like an additional way to help heal the yoni after you've already been treated for BV or for yeast infections. You also don't want a yoni steam if you are expecting, if you have an IUD, if you are on your cycle. The reason why you don't want a yoni steam on these 3 times is because yoni steaming during this time actually makes, like I said, the uterus contract, and therefore it can shift the IUD that you have. And for a mother who is expecting, it can also create obvious problems with having, like, making you go into pre-labor. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. This really helps other women that are in the community and that may not know about the red tint learn about the red tint, so that we can all learn about our yonis, the benefits of yoni steaming, and everything else dealing with women and femininity together, and kind of go through this cycle of womanhood together. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. And peace, collective.